Hello friends, welcome to Technique. This is Nirmal here, and in this video we'll be doing a detailed review of the Vivo X70 Pro. So Vivo X70 Pro is Vivo's flagship device under the X series. The X70 Pro and the Pro Plus were announced a few weeks back. Now we have the X70 Pro and we have been using this device for almost like more than 2 weeks now. We have done the camera review and also the charging test. So this is one of those devices which specializes in camera. It comes with a quad camera setup. You get a 50 megapixel camera, and it's a quad camera setup. You get the Dimensity 1200 chip, an AMOLED display with 120Hz refresh rate, the FunTouch OS 12, 4450 mAh capacity battery. So it's really good in terms of hardware being offered. But how does it convert into real world performance? That's what we're going to talk about in this detailed review. So before getting into the detailed review, if this is your first time on this channel, do hit that red subscribe button and also hit the bell icon to get notified of all the videos we publish. So let's begin. So first and foremost thing is the design. Now Vivo devices have been, the X series specifically, have been really good in terms of design. Last year the X60 series, or rather the X50 series, and this year the X60 series created a benchmark in terms of design. Now the X70 Pro is no different. It also is a really good device. It's slim device and lightweight too, at just 183 grams. It is one of those devices which is lighter in weight, and it is made of an aluminum alloy, and it feels really nice. The back and the front device is glass made, and it feels really nice, especially the back panel, which gives a matte finish. It removes all the fingerprint magnet kind of experience, and it feels really smooth. But at the same time, it is kind of slippery at times, but overall we feel this design is really good. Now the display is a curved display, and you get the punch hole selfie camera and the quad camera setup. The camera layout is kind of similar to the X60 series, and there is a slight projection for the camera. The top and the bottom sections are flat, gives it a good feel altogether, and overall the design and build quality feels really good. It's made of top quality materials and really feels solid in hands. Now the build quality, as I said before, it's a glass finish with the metal chassis. Once again, it is flagship grade quality. So that's the design and build quality, and the device feels really light, and at 183 grams it feels really compact in hands with the overall form factor being offered. Now next is the display. Now this time around Vivo has gone for the Samsung's E5 AMOLED display. Now this is a really vibrant and colorful display, and the peak brightness is again really impressive. It's one of the brightest displays out there. The touch response is very good. The touch response rate is around 240 Hz, and the refresh rate is around 120 Hz. You can go with the adaptive kind of refresh rate, and the display quality looks really good. The colors are vibrant, punchy, and the sharpness levels are really vibrant. This also supports HDR10 enabled display, and overall the quality of the display is really impressive, and it's definitely a flagship grade quality in terms of overall experience. Now another thing about the display is that it's a curved display. Now both the edges are curved. Now it's debatable thing whether you like the curved display. Some people whom I have talked says that curved displays are not really that great, because there are chances of accidental touches happening, but few others say that it gives premium experience. So it's more or less personal usage experience, whether you like the curved display or you don't like it. So here you get a curved display, and personally I like the curved display on the Vivo X70 Pro. Now the display protection, we don't get a Gorilla Glass protection. Instead Vivo has gone for the short sensation glass, which Vivo has been using on their X50 and the X60 series as well. So here also you get a short sensation glass protection included. So overall display quality is definitely good on the Vivo X70 Pro. Now next is the software. Now Vivo's devices come with the FunTouch OS. That's a UI which powers Vivo's devices. Now here we get the latest version of the FunTouch OS, that's version 12, but this is on top of Android 11 as well. Now FunTouch OS 11 versus 12, we have done a detailed video, so you can check out that video to see what is changed in this 12 version. There aren't too many changes in the FunTouch OS 12, but it's more refined and feels definitely better. But again, there are some minor areas where it needs a bit more polishing, and also the amount of bloatware it ships is still on the large, so that is one area where Vivo should be concentrating, especially for a device which is around the 45 to 50k price segment. It's a flagship level device, so the bloatware included with the device should be cut down. Otherwise, it's a good experience. It's pretty smooth, lag-free experience. Although there is a bit more scope for refinement, especially in the design aspect. Probably in the future updates, the FunTouch OS 12 will get refined. But overall, we feel this is definitely good experience on the Vivo's FunTouch OS 12. So in case if you are interested in knowing more about the FunTouch OS 12, do check out our detailed video. We'll share the link in the description of this video. So there we have compared the FunTouch OS 11 versus 12. Now talking about the performance. Now this device is powered by the Dimensity 1200 chip. We get 8GB RAM, 128 and 256, and also get 12GB RAM. So there are different options available. Now this is having UFS 3.1 storage support and LPDDR4X RAM. So that's the basic configuration. Now at above 45,000 price segment, we would have expected a slightly better processor. Not that the Dimensity 1200 is underpowered. It's a really good chip, but when you look at the competition, a lot of devices are offered in the 25 to 30k price segment with the same chip. So you are investing a lot more money on the Vivo X60 or rather X70 Pro, and you expect a slightly better processor. Especially iQOO and Xiaomi are offering Qualcomm's 888 at this price segment. So that's one area where Vivo could have done better, but nevertheless this device gives you good performance overall. In terms of day-to-day experience, it's really smooth, and you don't see any sort of lag or issues. Only thing is that at this price segment, a Qualcomm 888 would have made much better sense, or even the 870 would have made much better sense at this price segment. Now gaming experience is pretty good. You get a pretty good experience overall. We didn't see any sort of major heating issues on this device. Even with gaming, it was kind of okayish performance. Again, this is not a gaming device as such. It's more suited for camera, so it's not a gaming device, but you can still do good gaming with the Dimensity 1200 chip. Now apart from that, you get an in-display fingerprint scanner. So Vivo's in-display fingerprint scanner is in really good and fast fingerprint scanner. It sets the industry benchmark with really good fingerprint scanner experience, and even the face unlock is also really good. Now the call quality is pretty good. Again, we tried with the Jio and Vodafone Idea, and we did not see any sort of issues. You get 128 and 256GB storage. Now apart from that, you also get 5G support, but again 5G bands are very limited. Just 2 or 3 bands are supported, unlike few other mid-range phones which support 10 and 12 bands. Here you don't get that kind of bands. There is voice over Wi-Fi and VoLTE and other options supported. So those things Vivo does not miss out on any. Now speaker performance. This is one area where we are kind of disappointed because it's not a stereo speaker. For a flagship device above 45,000, we would have expected a stereo speaker. So this is not a stereo speaker. That's one of the downsides, I would say, in this device in terms of speaker experience. And also in terms of performance, we would have liked an LPDDR5 RAM instead of the 4X, because you are entering a 50k segment. So better processor would, better RAM would have made much better sense. Now next, let's move on to the camera. So this is the most important thing for the Vivo X70 Pro. Now you get a quad camera setup. It's a custom sensor from Sony, and this is the primary 50 megapixel sensor made in partnership with Zeiss, and you get a 12 megapixel ultra wide, 12 megapixel portrait sensor, and an 8 megapixel telephoto lens. And on the front panel, you get a 32 megapixel selfie camera. Now this real camera is optical image stabilization enabled. Also the telephoto lens also has optical image stabilization. So it's a really good camera hardware offered on the Vivo X70 Pro. Now in terms of camera experience, this is one of the really best looking cameras out there in the sub 50k price segment. We have done a detailed camera review. You can also check out that video to get an idea about how the camera performance is. One of the stellar looking cameras, great detailing, great color accuracy, good sharpness levels, and excellent dynamic range being offered on this camera. So overall, if you're looking for the best camera experience in this price segment, without doubt the Vivo X70 Pro offers that. And even the ultra wide angle camera does a really good job. The portraits are definitely improved. When we reviewed the X60 and the X50 series, the portraits were not really improved, but here you get really good portraits. The low light experience is again stunning, best in class low light experience, and also the selfie experience looks really good. Now a couple of things where this needs improvement is a 4K recording. Although there is OIS support, it's not really class leading video recording, although it still is good. It could have been slightly improved, especially for a flagship device where focus is on camera. But otherwise, the Vivo X70 Pro is the best camera below the 50,000 price segment right now in India, without any sort of doubt. So that's the camera experience. Now moving on to the battery. Now this device comes with a 4450 mAh capacity batteries, so there is a slight bump up from the battery compared to the Vivo X60 Pro, and the battery performance is really good on this device with the software optimization, with the new FunTouch OS 12, the Dimensity chip, and the overall optimization has done really wonders with the battery performance, and it's a really good battery on the Vivo X70 Pro. So more than a day you can easily get on this device. So it's a really good device in terms of the battery life. In terms of charging experience, you get a 44 watt charger, again not the fastest charger out there, because you get a 67 watt and really faster charging at this price segment. Again, charging speeds are quite okay, I would say. It may not be the fastest out there, but again you do get 44 watt charger, and we have done a charging test of this device. You can also check out that video to see how the charging performance is. So that was our detailed review of the Vivo X70 Pro. Now summing up the pros and cons. The pros include excellent design and build quality, great displays, great performance, exceptional camera performance, and great battery life too. And again, the pricing is really good actually. If you're not looking at the processor, still the pricing is good at 46,999 for the base variant. It looks really good in terms of, it's a competitive pricing for a camera centric smartphone, and you do get Qualcomm 888 at this price segment, but you don't get this kind of camera at this price segment. So considering that, it's a really good pricing too. That's what we feel. Again, if you're into gaming, or if you want the best performance, then probably you should be going with an 888 chip. But if you want the best camera experience, then this is the best device to go right now. Now the downsides of the device, or the cons of the device, the major con would be the lack of stereo speakers at this price segment. That's definitely not acceptable. At least for a flagship device, there should have been stereo speakers, and then there is no IP rating nor wireless charging. Although these are not features available on all the devices in this price segment, at least in India, but adding these might have given a better option for the Vivo X70. Now the processor again could have been 870. That's not a con per se, but then we would have liked a slightly better processor overall. But otherwise, the Vivo X70 Pro is a really good package out there. Now the pricing starts at 46,990 for the 8GB RAM. So should you buy the Vivo X70 Pro? If you're looking for a great camera centric smartphone, or if you want a flagship level smartphone with a great camera below the 50,000 price segment, then definitely the Vivo X70 Pro is the one to go with. Without doubt, this is the best camera below the 50,000 price segment right now in India. But if you are a person who wants the best processor with best gaming experience, not that the Vivo X70 Pro gaming experience is bad, but if you want the best experience, then probably there are Qualcomm 888 chips available at this price segment, so you should be choosing that. But again, you won't get a really great camera performance on those devices. So you have to decide whether if it is camera performance, then without doubt the Vivo X70 Pro is the best choice available right now in India below the 50,000 price segment. So that was the detailed review of the Vivo X70 Pro. Hope you enjoyed watching this video. Do hit that like button and also hit the subscribe button for more videos. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you in our next video. Have a great day.